Well, Tarzan Goto, a very interesting competitor, to say the least. You know, he's a man that fights in and out of the ring and uses all types of foreign objects out there. So I have to expect the unexpected when I step in or out of the ring with Tarzan Goto is what my game plan is going into this match.
とにかく NWA チャンピオンだろうが相手はアマチュアで強いかも分かんないけど俺のターザンゴトのあとプロとしての試合のペースにあいつをあいつをあれしてやるよペースに巻き込んでやるよこのベルトは俺にとっては絶対取んなきゃいけないベルトだしね何があろうと俺は絶対取るしそれがまたさっきも言ったように俺たち3人の答えだと思うしね最初の。
In our last match, we noted the clash of styles, and I think we're about to experience that once again. This is an NWA Heavyweight title match. The challenger making his way to the ring. He's been not only a Japanese superstar, but you may remember this guy. He's been in Memphis. We're talking about Tarzan Goto.
Tarzan Goto is an amazing wrestler. He's had great, terrific, horrendous matches with Cactus Jack. If you look at Tarzan Goto's forehead, he doesn't have any skin up there anymore. It's just one big patch of scar tissue. And this is one proud Japanese man.
A veteran, 15 years in the business. He cut his teeth in Memphis, just like you, sir. And he's taking on the former UFC superstar, a man who was in the ground floor of the Ultimate Fighting Championship and the current NWA Heavyweight title champion, the heavyweight title holder, the Beast, Dan Severn.
Dan Severn is no slouch. He was the first man to be able to defeat Royce Gracie in UFC. I saw that match live and it was an amazing experience. Dan Severn also a gentleman, and he's strong as a friggin' bear.
And he is a pure wrestler. He prides himself on being a scientific, skilled wrestler. And Goto, who's more well known for being a hardcore legend in Japan, and I don't know how well he'll deal with Dan Severn, who's in his prime by this point.
I think we just saw how he's going to deal with Severn.
He's going to bring Severn out of his game, just sheer disrespect. Severn wants to tie him up and tear him apart, but Goto got into his head right there.
Unbelievable. And Goto did get in his head. He's going to make him lose his cool, hoping that Dan Severn will make a mistake and he can capitalize on it.
Hey, this is the king of the death matches. Chairs aren't allowed in an NWA title match. This is purely by the book.
Unbelievable matchup, and it definitely is a very odd clash of styles. Look at Severn fighting him in. Come on in and bring your chair, Goto.
Severn can handle it.
Look at Goto, though, capitalizing.
Grabs him from behind the sleeper hold. Nope. Powers him into the ring.
He's still got the
hold. Reverse it, though. He rolls right through. Goto, tenacity personified. Severn's trying to power his way out of that sleeper, finally breaks it.
He did it. He finally got out of it. But boy, that was impressive thinking in Tarzan Goto's part.
And you saw the skill of Dan Severn, non-stop perpetual motion. There's another chair being thrown into the ring.
Sure, if you can't out-wrestle him, you got to goon it up. That's Goto's style. He's a tough son of a bitch, and he's one of those guys that when the match gets tougher, he gets tougher.
Did you see the big smile on Goto's face? He's accomplished his mission. He is inside Dan Severn's head. He has taken him off his game. This may not be wrestling anymore. Severn might go out there and try and duke it out, punch it out, maybe even get a little bit hardcore, and that's not where his specialty lies.
Well, Goto wants him to come outside the ring because he knows outside the ring he stands a chance. If he even gets into a collar and elbow with Dan Severn, he could be in trouble.
We'll see where it goes from here. The fighting stance from Dan Severn, UFC-style stance. Try saying that 5 times real fast.
Severn with a definite conditioning advantage, height advantage. He goes for the leg takedown. He's got it. He's got Goto down, just like we called it.
There's a knee bar.
Unbelievable. Oh! Slap in the face, but Severn's hanging on, and he's hanging on, and he's cinching that thing in like a cobra. Oh, but Goto kicks it up. Severn hangs on to that hold.
Trying to boot his way out is Tarzan Goto. Reverses that That leg lock.
Tarzan-
Single leg crab.
Tarzan Goto has a wrestling move on someone? Nope, Severn's just too quick, too big, and too strong as he breaks the hold, and Goto is just a rotten bastard that would never break clean.
Goto just being ferocious, and he knows he damn well has to be. If Severn actually grabs him in any sort of legitimate wrestling hold, that may not be just it for his NWA title hopes. That may be it for Tarzan Goto's career, because he's taken a lot of punishment on those knees and those joints in the last 15 years.
When you said ferocious, you hit the nail on the head. When I saw Goto attack him like that,
Look at that lariat.
He's very reminiscent of a lion taking down bigger prey. He's just relentless.
You know, Severn, it's not that he can't fight, but he's just a more structured environment than this. And this is IWA. This is Goto's stomping grounds. This is where a lot more chaos reigns. Those headbutts across the back of the head, near the base of the neck.
And Dan Severn is in serious trouble here.
Goto is relentless right now. I've never seen Severn taken down like this.
I haven't either, UFC or pro wrestling.
Takes him down.
Separating the shoulder. Separating the shoulder. Had to. No, but.
Rolls through it.
Short arm scissors. Short arm scissors by Goto. How do you get a 300-something pound man off of your arm?
There's that cross arm breaker made famous by so many other UFC competitors.
It's not cinched in, though. Look at that. Severn capitalizing it. Gives him a cross face and a couple of real stiff knees to the head of Tarzan Goto.
Short knees.
Boy, did this tide turn quick.
Now he's riding him right now. There you see that sugar hold. Rear naked choke is what that is.
These guys are shooting. This is an absolute shoot.
I'm digging this. I think, you know what? We're used to Dan Severn being a gentleman, being a UFC competitor. We're seeing him man it up in one hell of a different environment for him. We're seeing him try to fight Tarzan Goto, catch as catch can, and he's doing a pretty good job of it right now. That's just a blatant rear naked choke.
As Cactus Jack will tell you, if you don't fight fire with Tarzan Goto, you could lose your life.
Goto's split open right now. You can bet he's looking for another weapon. Severn's a little bit disoriented. He's trying to find Tarzan Goto.
Look at the blood just pouring out of the scar tissue, Tarzan Goto.
Yep, sure enough. He's going in for another implement of destruction.
That's a beer bottle.
It's a beer bottle or water bottle or something.
That's a beer bottle.
There's no way that should be anywhere near a wrestling ring. Severn's got to fight him off that chair. Thank God he was able to.
I've seen what Goto will do with that beer bottle. He almost took Mick Foley's eye out. Look at these two guys just shooting, going at it over the guardrail.
Unrestrained violence. I don't know what to call it. Competition at its finest.
It's just carnage.
It's mayhem at this point. An NWA title match, a world title match. Ed Schumann must be turning over his grave watching.
These guys are shooting. This is a shoot. These are two guys that hate each other. If you think for 1 second that this is some sort of work, you're out of your mind. Look at these guys going at it. He's got a chair over his face trying to suffocate him.
I know Dan Severn, he's not suffering this disrespect gladly as he's getting a chair across his hip. Place the chair across the hip.
Unbelievable. There's no chair left. He goes for another one.
I'm honestly surprised there hasn't been a disqualification.
Severn's trying to protect himself with a chair. I don't think it's going to be too much
NWA
avail.
rules, so I'm surprised there hasn't been a disqualification called.
Well, this is in Japan, and they knew it's Tarzan Goto. I'm sure they're going to let it go a little lax on the rules here on this one.
That light from that stage light just burns through the camera there. We can't see what kind of damage is being inflicted, but Tarzan's got chair after chair.
Well, the other thing with this match, too, is Dan Severn's not going to let him throw in the towel that easily. I mean, somebody's getting over on him now at Tarzan Goto, and he does not take to losing matches very well. He's a very competitive individual.
Can you imagine the face Dan Severn would lose if he had to come back to America and tell his shoot fighting buddy, yeah, I lost my title at the hands of a garbage Japanese wrestler?
Dear God, he's throwing the chairs, and Severn's up, and here's why they call him the Beast.
You can see the rage on his face.
He's throwing chairs from 50 feet away.
Firing those things.
Unbelievable.
Like they're softballs.
Unbelievable. Now Goto's going to throw him back.
Needless to say, there haven't been a lot of NWA title matches like this.
No, this is crazy. This is absolute mayhem, but it's King of the Death matches. I mean, it's in the air tonight.
Insanity reigns at Kawasaki Baseball Stadium.
And some unlucky ringside fans have just lost their numbered seats.
don't think they're going to be complaining to the box office for this one.
I guess not at this
They're
point.
afraid Tiger Jeet Singh might be there with a sword, quite frankly.
Unbelievable go. Nope. Oh, Severn barely gets away from that one, and he was swinging that chair with full
Severn,
force.
too smart to get himself caught by that. You can see he's measuring this. He's not just charging in blindly.
Goto looks like he's bleeding from 2 or 3 different places in his face and head area.
There's that protects himself.
Oh, he takes the knee out of Goto.
He got the knee.
Oh.
Brilliant maneuver as both men are back on their feet again. Chair dueling right now like they're lightsabers.
The metal is just flying. 2 men
Here
going
they go,
at it
clinch
again.
up.
Oh,
And that
an
suplex.
unbelievable strength by Dan the Beast Severn.
That looked actually more like just a genuine wrestling blow than any sort of legitimate suplex. He puts that knee pad down, wants to sink that knee into his head, and nobody home. Severn may have damaged himself.
And look at Goto going for that knee. Again, he's taking control of this matchup. He's got Severn down on his back, making a size difference a little bit more equal.
Straight right hands there.
Oh,
There's that chair across the thigh and the hip.
Unbelievable. Goto with no fear. Oh!
I don't think Goto cares about the consequences of his actions at this point.
Nope. And I think
It's
this
turned into
match,
just a fight.
I think you're right. This thing has gone too far, and I wouldn't be surprised if they threw this match out. The referee's really having a hard time officiating it, and I think he just told Goto that.
I think his patience has been exhausted.
Oh.
Across the back.
Crushing blow to Severn. Oh, another crushing blow to the short ribs.
This has never happened to him in the octagon.
Unbelievable. Look at the bruise on his shoulder.
Tried to protect himself and still got waylaid by that chair.
Dan Severn, though, one hell of a competitor. He's not going to give it up that easy. Tarzan Goto is just a Japanese madman. He's got to be... Oh, did you see that lariat that bent the 290-pound Dan Severn in half? 1, 2. Nope, Severn kicks out.
Waylaid this man who's well known for not only his stamina but his sense of balance. This guy is hard to take off his feet, and it's going to take one hell of a blow, and Tarzan Goto, all 280 pounds of him, delivered that blow.
Tarzan Goto has got to be one of the most... Oh, a face buster. He's got to be one of the most vicious monsters in the history of pro wrestling.
Shades of Colonel De Beers, that face first pile driver, only a count of 2 though. Severn fights out of it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Both of these guys, amazing athletes.
Wicked headbutt.
I guess Goto really wants that belt. He wants to be NWA champion.
I think he just wants to hurt Severn.
Oh,
at
it's
this point. That's
another one.
Another face first pile driver. Was that across the chair? I couldn't see that. No, apparently not.
Unbelievable. No, it's just across the artwork here, which is kind of beveled in the canvas.
It's kind of
I've
refractive.
never seen Dan the Beast Severn in this kind of trouble before.
Oh, he's getting mad. He reverses it. You can see the rage on his face. Drops him down.
Kryptonite crunch. If he could have gone for a cover, he might have had it.
A variation of that Northern Lights bomb. You call it the Kryptonite Crunch.
Unbelievable. Ducking the clothesline.
Backdrop driver.
Oh,
A tough German suplex.
Total shoot. Total shoot. Can you imagine the strength of Dan Severn? Can he get him to submit here? Let's
Rear
see.
naked choke. Once again, he's got it.
Nope, he didn't get the body scissors. And if he could have locked in the body scissors, that might have been it.
Goto was able to roll through. He just
Yep,
his way.
there it is. There it is.
There it is.
That
Body
might be
scissors
it.
in place.
But if I know Goto, he's not going to give up until you're going to have to make him pass out.
This is a
And
straight
he's
chokehold.
doing it. Look at that, like a cobra.
The referee's trying to see if Goto's in any way coherent
Barely. I saw him move his head.
through that cascade of blood coming from that scar tissue.
Dan-
Hideous scar tissue on Goto's head.
Can Severn hang on to this thing and take Goto out? Is Goto out? That's it. I think that's it.
Is that it?
That's it. That's the end.
gone.
Dan Severn has beat Tarzan Goto. He's out. He held on to that thing till he passed out. That was an amazing matchup. This is something that you don't get to see very often, a matchup like that. A total shoot, and Dan Severn wins the match. He beat Tarzan Goto.
And retains the NWA Heavyweight Championship.
선택돼요. 원자의 자리 구도가 잘해주게. 사람 돈을 가는 원자 자리 구도 원자 잘해주게. Goto! Goto! Look at me! Goto! Tonight, the NWA belt was on the line. Next time I face you, I want the IWA belt on the line also! Severn! なんだお前、俺の持ってる IWA 超にチャレンジしたいっていうのか、こら。おい、次やるとき IWA って NWA、タイトルがダブルタイトルマッチだ。おい、覚えてるよ。
Tonight's match was a very hard-fought battle. Tarzan Goto come out there. I knew, and just stepping in the ring, this was going to be a test of great skill out there. Tarzan Goto is a great warrior. He will use all means to claim victory, whether it be inside the ring or outside the ring. Early on in the match, he tried to bring me outside the ring. I wanted to keep the action inside because I knew once we did step outside, he would be looking for an object, more primarily a chair. I never expected him to bring a bottle after me. So I was fighting, not only was I fighting for an NWA title, I literally was fighting for my life out there.
負けだよ負け。完璧な負けだよ。素直に負け認めるよ。だけど同情されたくねえよ。これ恨みは一生忘れねえぞ。同情されたくねえよ。向こうが俺の IWA にチャレンジしてくるって言ったでしょ。いつ来るか分かんないけど、俺は IWA の外人みんなの防衛してもう一回やってるよ、ダンスバンド。その時はノータイトルでもいいよ。